It's bad when even Tony, who's not here, and he's an Apple lover.
We have asked him about his opinion about the update and how does he feel about that.
And he was like, GG, not so good.
Not so good. Was expecting it to be way better.
So I can now normally export games to your operating system, right? You fixed that, right? It's not gonna take me 2 months just to get the accept for one game, right?
They have definitely fixed that.
Apple was like, yeah, let's switch back to Windows Vista, and created a new pretty cool thingy. It's introducing liquid glass, and I want to know how they did it, because all I've seen is threads. Like yapping about how not good it looks, because I've seen a bit of a footage from it, because you can download the as I understand it, the beta version of the OS actually right now, and it'll change its appearance to this liquid glass thingy, and it looks good. What I've seen, that they have some kind of real-time, we can say ray tracing, path tracing, something like that. The effect itself, like technically it's done pretty good from what I've seen, but considering how the layout works, it looked you see the like ratio. There's gonna be something wrong. Kind of smart glasses, I think I'm calling it. Those are Apple glasses something, because those things are way too thick, I think.
Yeah, it might be, but at the same time I know about people who for no reason have a really thick, I don't know, how do they call these glass?
As Michael Kopek said, but it's Apple. It's new, brutal, insane, multiversal technology.
Yeah.
It can do a lot of things. The UI itself can do backflip. Did you know?
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, it's bad when even Tony, who's not here, and he's an Apple lover.
We have asked him about his opinion about the update and how does he feel about that?
And he was like, GG, not so good.
Not so good. Was expecting it to be way better, but it doesn't look bad. That was his opinion, cited and translated.
He said he'd kind of like the UI, and someone joined the Discord.
Someone has joined. Oh, Jacob.
We're currently watching the iPhone thingy. I don't know if you've seen that Apple released their new UI.
I've seen some snippets of it, and I've seen some new breakthrough features that Apple knows.
Breakthrough.
Yeah, they're breaking through the glass. So let us watch the liquid glass introduction. I want to see universal. Michael Kopek called it multiversal technology, but they're staying in this universe, so it's universal technology. So the UI of Apple didn't respond to touch. Like, I have those cool things that it transforms and shapes itself on Android, and I've had that for like 5 years. So, is it new for Apple? I don't know. You need to tell me, chat, because we're all like Android users, and Tony, he's been gone for like a month or so. So I don't have any update on Apple.
Yeah.
I just found out, and we saw it with the XM, that you can now change like colors of folders.
Yeah, that just got me. They were like, oh, now you can make your folder stand out and characterize them with an emoji and color. And I was like,
yeah, we were discussing if this feature was on Windows since Windows 95 or Windows XP.
Yeah.
One of those
That's
was
exactly the breakthrough feature that I was thinking about.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna open the whole WWDC because we want to know. That's the.
I find it amusing that
that's the Apple thingy.
Apple users have finally found out about Frutiger Arrow.
I feel like that Apple is going through Frutiger era.
Good morning.
They will be doing, because the Vista was the Frutiger and they are just coming back to that. But for real, I feel like I've seen a ton of Frutiger memes throughout last few weeks. Might be made by an Apple, who knows? They might have released them so the people are prepared.
Conspiracy theories.
That's conspiracy theory. Nothing is you know what? Yeah, the
I
vista.
opened this just for
Yeah.
just for comparison. Let me open
Yeah.
up images. So we have, I think this is called Windows
Frutigo.
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 So our Areo was
Frutigo
on
Areo.
Windows 7 then.
Might be.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I think 7 has also some kind of a
Yeah.
Frutiger arrow, but it's
Aero
updated.
was on 7, but
Okay.
it is Frutigo just for Windows 7.
Okay.
I remember the word Aero, so they renamed it for 7, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. It looks the same to me.
Vista boy, the best OS there ever was. So let's continue with this thingy. Imagine. I hate how good it sounds. Because for someone that doesn't understand what is going on in front of him, he would be like, yeah, damn, that looks good. But
Yeah.
Menus expand
I-
into
That's
an easily
exactly
scannable
their
list.
target audience.
come again?
That's exactly their target audience.
You're right. Some kind of
Pre-
machine learning or something like that.
It's pre-composed, so
Pre-composed, yeah. I don't know, and we wouldn't know because they would keep it out.
that's true. But I was just thinking that to achieve this like real time would be GG. To achieve this like real time would be so hard, but the pre-comp thingy would make it less.
Yeah, but it wouldn't react to dynamic things or your background or something like that.
Okay.
It wouldn't be pre-computed to that. It's the first way that comes to my mind is some kind of model that was learned on how the glass work, and then it's achieving
Okay.
some kind of refraction with that, or it's just some kind of ray tracing. Like new iPhones have ray tracing cores, I think.
Okay, so they might be. It's true that they are actually locking the power of the iPhone in software. So it might be that the device itself is actually super powerful.
Yeah,
but
I say it all the time. Like MacBook is really powerful device, but
Yeah.
but there's one big problem. That's the company behind the MacBook.
yeah, the software is just too capped, or the hardware is capped by software. So
Yeah. And this look awful. Just my opinion, this doesn't look greater with all of those images just in one color and with glossiness all over it. I saw this exact screen, and I don't know about this.
switch to the Vista tab, please.
Yeah, this is that.
Yeah, it looks like they literally took the design
This is the same thing.
of Vista. So
Let me open up. Yeah.
like nothing against it, they
Like I love the how Vista looked.
Yeah.
For the year that it was like brought online on, it looked good. Like the optimization of Vista was the problem.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't say that Vista looked like bad or anything. I still love Windows XP the most, but that's just I like old school.
Yeah, I'm Windows 7 guy, but
Uh.
it's just about the preference.
Yeah, that's one. Give me. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I think the Windows Vista had some great features, but
it was,
the
yeah.
problem always was
Some used to
the optimization, and that the computers
In
at that
Vista.
time just
In this
weren't good
Vista.
enough.
Yeah, I feel like that the Frutiger is the kind of style, and the Windows Arrow is like a sub-part of that style.
That could be it. You're
That's
absolutely right.
that's the thing I'm thinking, because I know that some websites had this distinct look to them,
Mhm.
and they weren't Windows
They
or
weren't Windows
Microsoft
sync.
websites.
So I can now normally export games to your operating system, right? You fixed that, right? It's not
Yeah.
gonna take me 2 months just to get the accept
Yeah,
for you for one game, right?
They have definitely fixed that. Or
Or
I
we
don't
can
know.
use Unreal Engine now on your OS, right? Without any
Yeah.
problems. Those ray traced cores, we can actually use them, right?
Or you can play 99% of games on that machine.
And imagine You cannot use
I mean,
ray
do you
trace
really
cores in
need
Unreal
Unreal
Engine
Engine?
yet. You cannot use path tracing with ray traced cores in Unreal Engine on their operating system yet, but their operating system uses ray traced cores for this.
That's dumb.
They have ray
that's
traced
so
cores.
dumb.
You can do hardware ray tracing on MacBook, but I don't think it's allowed for Unreal Engine yet. If it is for 5.6 that just got released, I'm sorry, but last time I checked, Tony wasn't able to use path tracing.
I feel like they might be capping that just to their software. So you can use it. I wanted to say Pro Tools, but that's audio program. What's the video editing program from Apple? Don't you know? That's quite a bit different.
Okay, I'm gonna edit this part of the live stream as a rage bait for TikTok.
Yeah, I did that. What's Apple?
Final Cut?
Yeah, Final Cut. That's the word.
Finally.
I feel like that they might be capping that only to Final Cut. So you can use it there, and you will be like, wow, this program can do such cool things on this machine. Why can't other programs achieve that? I might buy this.
Let me bring up the volume for this thing.
Now fluidly adapts to the available. The lock screen has been updated. The time now fluidly adapts to the available space.
The time now fluidly adapts to the available space. Man, this function was on Pixel in like 2015.
So
I've seen my favorite Czech YouTuber talk about this, and it was like, yeah, I had Pixel and I had this feature there.
So we are saying that it's like Pixel 3.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know the exact. He just said something like 2015. It might have been 16, 17, but it doesn't matter really. It's just, I love how they repurpose features that were already released.
Information comes in. We generate a spatial scene from your 2D photos, creating a delightful 3D effect as you move your iPhone in your hand.
So if I'll open Google Store, I'll find like a dozen apps that'll do this same effect with the gyroscope in their phone. I think my phone does that even without the external thingy. I just have it turned off.
Might be.
But man.
Photos now features separate tabs for library and for collections.
We have some great updates this year to make CarPlay more beautiful and even easier
Finally,
to use.
play car.
We've also added a compact design when you get a call, so you can still see what's on the screen, like your upcoming directions.
You weren't able to do that? Man, all the time they release something like, yeah, you can actually do this now. I'm like, you weren't able to do this thing until now?
Yeah, I have the same feelings basically about everything that the Apple makes in past many years. I'm just like, you aren't able to do that? I'm able to do that like since, I don't know, 20 years ago. Hello.
We in family use like Android Car or Google Car or how it's called, and the layout looks like, I would say, exactly the same, but when someone calls you, it is small like that. It's not popping up on full screen, because that would be stupid when you need your navigation.
I haven't ever been to smart car, so I don't know. My car has 4 wheels and can drive.
But it works.
It works.
XM has the best car ever.
Yeah.
Like a friend's flight status.
Yeah, that's really important too. When I drive, I want to see like where exactly is XM in plane. Give me one.
Why would you not want to know that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. When I'm driving. I'm looking at the street. I'm looking at other drivers, and I'm praying that they'll behave. Like that's the thing that I do when I'm behind the steering wheel. I don't want to know if my friend is there somewhere in the sky.
Like I don't really have a problem with the fact that it's showing you where your friend might be or where your family members might be.
Like, you're right. I'm just pissed at Apple.
but that argument isn't like good.
CarPlay Ultra lets you choose the layout.
Excuse me, what is CarPlay Ultra? But that's such Apple way to name it.
CarPlay Ultra. CarPlay Ultra lets you choose.
But it said that they haven't used some kind of like the special word like they used in.
They will.
What is the AR from Apple called? Spatial computing. Spatial computing. I want them to use some kind of fancy ass word for this as well. Like, what can you say when you're driving? You're moving like.
I don't know. I want to see what they would say about that.
Transportation graphics or. I don't know the cool English words for that.
But for me, it looks like you can switch GUI based on how you like it.
Information for you.
Yeah.
It adds vehicle controls for features like the radio and climate.
The phone app.
So they added settings.
They edit customizable.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised that they can do that because they've been able to move folders freely on their phone just like for 2-3 months, right? Did you needed to have it in the grid like before a half year or so?
But that might be for longer than 2-3 months.
But they featured it just now. I was making fun of Tony.
Yeah,
so I know it's been like let's say
it's definitely less than a year.
A year back max.
I feel like it might be half a year, 3/4 of a year. I don't know.
Is fundamental
Something
to
like
the
that.
iPhone experience. This year, we're giving you the option to choose a new unified layout that brings together your favorites, recents, and voicemails.
Okay.
Now, when you receive a call from an unknown number, call screening helps you quickly gauge whether it's something important or just another pesky telemarketer. The phone app automatically detects hold music and asks if you want it to wait for you. When you tap hold, the music stops, but the call stays connected. This year, we're giving you an exciting new way to bring
Google has that
personality to those
already,
shared
but
spaces
we're in
with
Czech
background.
Republic, so
We're introducing polls.
we cannot use that.
You can create a poll for anything.
And it won't
And with
be
Apple Intelligence,
usable in Europe,
messages
I
can
would
detect
think.
when a poll might come in handy and suggest one. Now you can request, send, and receive Apple Cash to settle up on concert tickets or the dinner bill right from the group
You
chat.
can send cash.
We're also bringing typing
that's good.
indicators for
Why
your
not?
group chats.
Yeah.
We're bringing screening tools to messages that help you eliminate distractions.
That's
We're
crazy.
introducing-
Jacob reaction.
You can see some
And he
stuff
flew
in
from the microphone. like Jacob in his room was like, wait.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
for you to screen new senders. So your messages go from this, a list cluttered with spam and unknown numbers, to this.
You can mix together
Filter.
two emoji to create something new,
Cool.
like a sloth and a light bulb, for that moment when you're the last one in the group chat to get the joke. We're introducing live translation. Live translation can automatically translate text for you. When you're catching up on FaceTime, you can follow along with translated live captions.
That's cool.
While
That's
you
cool.
continue to hear your grandmother's voice.
To be fair,
Ajoute une pincée de vanille.
When you're on a
Je
phone
m'appelle
call,
Baguette. I don't know if there is some other app that can do that. Like there might be a specialized app for that, but yeah, hands down, this is cool.
Yeah, I just feel like that they are inspiring from the super apps from China, because you know their ecosystem can do basically anything. You can do it like most of the things you can do on Android, but you need some sort of apps or some sort of knowledge to sometimes achieve those things. I like that they are making it accessible.
Hi, are you available to cater a wedding on December 6th?
But whatever.
Hallo,
Let's
sind Sie für eine
continue.
Yeah.
Hochzeit am 6. Dezember verfügbar.
Yeah,
Let's
translation,
talk about
cool.
maps. We're introducing visited places. You can choose to have your iPhone detect when you're somewhere, like a restaurant or a shop,
Okay.
and then view your visited
Okay.
places.
To be fair, I had this feature on my phone with my Google Maps for like...
Since Google Maps.
Yeah, since Google Maps. Since Google Maps. When I'm around the place that I've been in, like some kind of restaurant, and it's near lunch, my phone is like, yeah, you might want to go there. Should I route out where you should go or something like this? So this is...
But this is visits.
Next.
This is the place that you have visited.
Yeah. But like with things, with places that I have visited, and let's say I've put it 5 stars on that place, and when I'm walking around that place, and it's like, let's say around lunchtime,
Okay.
My phone is like, would you like to go there?
Okay.
You're near it. Yeah, you've been here for lunch. So should I show you the route to this place?
I have never like put a review on Google, so I don't know that it can ask you if you are interested in going there.
Yeah, I'm making reviews. You can find a Nikon account on Google Maps. I have like 65k views on my reviews.
What?
Yeah, I've done like 200 reviews there. When there's a good place or there's some really bad place, I always do the thingy, because I'm bored in restaurants most of the time when I'm waiting for food, or waiting for someone to finish their food. I'm like, okay, let me do the review.
Wallet. You can create a digital ID with your U.S. passport. While not a replacement for your physical passport, digital
not US
ID
citizen.
can be used for domestic travel at supported TSA checkpoints, in apps, and in person.
Okay,
We're
but why not?
extending visual intelligence to your iPhone screen.
What the heck is visual intelligence?
Let me guess. I feel like it'll be the AI that's checking your photo bank. It's telling you, oh, there is this guy's face on your photos, and he's on these photos.
Don't tell me it's another feature that I've had in Google Photos for like 7 years.
And there is a kettle in 25 of your photos. Do you want to see a kettle? I feel like that this will be the exact thing that's in Google Photos for past, since I have Google Photos.
Okay, let's see.
So you can search and take action across your apps.
Say I open a social media app.
Okay.
And I see this great jacket.
Cool jacket.
I want to know where I can get something like this.
No.
Now at the top, I have screenshot
It's
controls.
Google
to mark up
search.
and share.
It's Google search.
At the bottom, I have visual intelligence tools, like this image search button in the bottom right.
Google search, but the old version where you cannot spin to circle the wheel around it.
Here,
visual intelligence.
to find similar images on Google or other apps I use frequently.
Super cute.
Workout Buddy is pretty incredible.
They have implemented Google to be compatible with Apple.
So you made a feature that we all have and had for like, I don't know, the first version of Google search, like when you can look for things that are on your screen. That is so old, right?
Yeah.
That's really old. Like the first was the Google Lens, which was like the first version where you when you can make a photo and you can screenshot something and then upload a screenshot to it, which is exactly what they shown just now.
2018, March 5th. 7 years.
Okay.
It had birthday a month ago, so happy birthday, Google Lens.
Happy birthday, Google
As soon as you start
Nice.
your run, Workout Buddy can kick off with a pep talk.
Great job starting your run. This is your second run this week.
Wow.
You're crushing it.
Now we have
Closing that
emotional
move ring for
support.
6 straight days.
Yeah.
Also,
we don't need it. When we go work out, I'm the emotional support for Jacob, so we don't need it. Is that right, Jacob?
I would like to say yes, but it has various degrees of success.
Fair enough.
Also enhances features like the Smart Stack, so it can accurately predict features that could be immediately useful to you. So when you walk into your gym for that regular morning session, a Smart Stack hint will subtly appear. And when you open the Smart Stack, a widget will be ready for you to start your workout. But now, Apple Watch can interpret the ambient noise
could be
in your
cool.
environment and automatically adjust the volume of incoming calls and notifications. Much better. And when you receive a notification that you want to address later, a new wrist flick gesture will dismiss it and take you back.
No, don't tell me. Let me say something. I have smartwatches. I have the first smartwatches released by Samsung. First. The first smartwatches released by Samsung. And I have this feature on those watches. They are so old, but I love them. The only thing that I would add to it is pay with them, because like the paying with the smartwatches wasn't available when they released. How old are they?
2018 and third quarter of 2018. So
since then I had this feature, and it's, to be fair, it's really useful. I'm glad that they're at least adding it when you're and it does the thing.
Just so you know, I feel like I've got some cheap ass Chinese smartwatches back. I would say like 8 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, and they had this feature. They were like some shitty smartwatches for like $10. Yeah, with the tags and everything. So. And they had this exact feature. They were like, "Oh, your heartbeat right now is 100," but I hadn't had them on myself. They were on the table, but they were so shitty that they had this feature. They were able to do that.
Imagine those watches had like a speaker, and you place them on the table, and they're like, "Man, your heartbeat's kind of big, kind of low."
But it was exactly like that. I had it on me, and they were like, "Oh, 80," and I was like, "Okay, that might be normal." And then I took them off, put them on table, and I feel like I have accidentally touched them, and they were like, "Oh, sheesh, your heartbeat 100, 120." I was like, the table isn't even moving. What are you detecting exactly?
And those watches were like, "Yeah, you're not living anymore."
But those stupid watches had this feature. Why is Apple coming with it like so late?
To your watch face. You can also use wrist flick to mute incoming calls, silence timers and alarms, or even close the smart stack. We're also giving you a quick new way to capture what's important.
It's exactly the same thing.
Which now comes to Apple Watch.
Silence alarms? You couldn't silence alarm on...
Like I think you could, but not with the gesture. It's just that the gesture can do that. You know, when the alarm rings, you can do like...
I might get that wrong. I thought like...
You couldn't stop the alarm.
You couldn't make them produce no volume when they are ringing.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. But I think they had this feature, right?
I hope so.
Chat, right?
I hope so.
iOS 26 app icons feel more vibrant. Thanks to
yeah, I'm gonna
layer design.
I'm gonna post it right here. The new beta thingy for at least iPhones is doing this weird light thingy for all apps, but it's done by some kind of model. Like deep learned model. It's not that those companies releases a new layered logo so the thingy can do it, but it's done with some kind of module, and it looks bad because it's doing it automatically. And I saw some photos on Threads where people had icons with some kind of weird overlay that was looking really bad.
Yeah, here it looks kinda okay, but
those
it's
are native
in the
apps.
ad, so they might have done this by hand.
Yeah, those are native apps. They'll have it done by hand.
And new specular highlights that
It'll
bring depth
good.
and detail to every image.
It will look good on Apple apps. Of course it will. But
Playback
the other
controls
apps
refract the content underneath, beautifully complementing the action without distracting from the story. Now, you can set Apple TV to display profiles whenever it wakes from sleep. Apple Music.
You couldn't do that.
Let me. We might have heard it really wrong.
Beautifully complementing the action without distracting from the story. Now, you can set Apple TV to display profiles whenever it wakes from sleep. Apple Music is another favorite.
Okay, we heard right.
To be fair, I don't see why would you need that feature that like you can switch between profiles, and all of the apps like Netflix has their own profiles. So I don't know if you need profiles for TV, but this is the future that's like all of the TVs has.
It's not like the TVs, but like Netflix, HBO.
Yeah, they all have this.
Amazon, whatever they call it. I don't know, stupid Czech one play, or how do they call that, has this feature.
Well.
Why are they coming so late to game with everything, and they are presenting it like, wow, this amazing new feature. No one can reproduce such an experience as us. You know? Just look at it. We've put transparent glass-like icons into our ecosystem.
Finally.
Isn't that
Singing
cool?
along with Apple Music gets even better. Your iPhone becomes the mic, amplifying your voice through the TV with visual effects that light up the big screen.
Let me introduce you to macOS Tahoe. The menu bar is now completely transparent, making your display.
Exim, say it in your head, but in Czech. But the last three words, like the English word, but the first two letters in Czech. Like ta.
Tahoe. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I'm sort of stupid like that, but that's the first thing that I heard.
I got that.
Very funny.
Ta means that.
Yeah.
In Czech, and we all know what the other words stand for.
And we took that word from English into slang.
Yeah, so
feel larger. And there are more ways to customize what controls appear in the menu bar and control center.
You could make
change
it
the color of
transparent.
your folders and add a symbol or emoji to give
Let's go.
Yeah.
Change the color of folders.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Man, love it.
them a unique identity.
Life-changing.
We're bringing live
Change
activities
live
to
link.
Mac. So if you've ordered Uber Eats on your iPhone, the live activity also appears in the menu bar.
Okay, cool.
And when you click,
Yeah, cool.
the app opens in
This is
iPhone
cool.
Mirroring, so
Why
you can
not?
take action directly on your Mac.
Why not?
We're also
like you can
enhancing
make
the
it
calling experience
in
by
Google
bringing
and
the
announcements
phone
on
app to Mac.
Windows, but why not?
This will work smooth, I can imagine.
It puts your
Yeah,
most
this will be
relevant
much
files
smoother
within easy
than
reach,
here.
including intelligent suggestions based on your routines
at least I
or
hope.
what you're currently working on. We're also introducing system and app actions in Spotlight. Say you want to send an email. You can write the message, set the recipient, and add a subject, all without lifting your hands off the keyboard. We're introducing quick keys.
Okay.
For instance, sending a message can be done by simply typing
Cool,
SM,
easier.
and
Okay.
adding a new reminder.
That
can
makes
be
emails faster.
They edit like macros.
What?
He wrote SM
done
and
by simply typing SM. And adding a new reminder can be done by typing
okay.
AR, and then just typing the reminder. I can now use Spotlight to get to my clipboard history.
macro thingies.
Here it is, on the right. This is super helpful to get back to an image, some text, or a link I copied earlier in the day.
macOS Tahoe introduces
terrible.
Metal 4, which brings
Metal
next-generation rendering technologies to games,
Metal
like frame
Gear
interpolation,
Hell yeah.
denoising, and more.
Let's start with some of the
But
amazing
can
new
we play
spatial
those
experiences
games?
Well, that might be a problem.
coming to Vision OS, like widgets. Vision OS now has beautiful new widgets like clock with distinctive and exquisitely detailed clock face designs.
Okay, I would want to know how that works, if it can remember like the layout of a room. Because if not, that I wouldn't find it so cool. But if yes, if it can remember like, yeah, this is kitchen, and he wanted this clock widget here, then it will be really sick.
Yeah, this might be cool.
I can tell you how it works. It involves a little bit of a privacy invasion.
Weather that adapts to today's forecast.
With Vision OS 26, personas will undergo a dramatic transformation and more realistically represent you. Now, you and your friends can watch the latest movie or play a spatial game together.
iPadOS.
Oh, cope multiplayer in VR. That's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. To be fair, that's cool. Like walk around with 2 headsets and seeing the same thing.
Yeah, you don't have like, I don't know, what is it called? Like VR chat or something like that. No, there is nothing like that.
Oh, yeah. You can do that by okay.
There is not definitely VR chat or something like that. Definitely not.
I don't even know if like what apps can you use on the Vision Pro.
I have no idea. I've seen the advert where where they are showing that you can put coins on the ground and vacuum seal your room, and where is your vacuum moving, there you collect the coins. I've seen that, and to be honest, that would be quite funny thing, and I would want to try that. Just to see how it works.
Okay, I can understand that.
But I feel like that, like Quest could do that too.
Yeah.
Like they have quite the same sensors, and if you put something that the Quest would recognize on the vacuum itself, then But I get the fact that it's too work for people who don't want to spend time learning with technology. Yeah, because to be honest, the Apple makes all of these things really obvious and easy to use. So that's the thing that I like about them. I hate the fact that they are coming with everything way too late.
Yeah. And then they present it like something
something new, special, amazing.
Like that's the common mistake that people assume when we start talking really bad about the Apple with XM, because it's kind of our specialty, and Jacob is joining us on that normally. But it's not that their devices are bad. I actually probably will buy a MacBook in the future, because to be fair, it's a cool device that you can bring anywhere you want, but it's just really like strict down with the software. That's the only big problem that I have with it, because the raw power of it is really cool. But let's say Tony has what is his model? MacBook M1 Pro, the best version of M1.
Yeah.
His processor technically
on paper
should be a little higher than my processor that I have in this computer. His GPU probably could be on the same level.
Yeah, technically.
But there's a big but on that.
Yeah.
He cannot ever achieve the same kind of performance because those apps just are not working on that software.
Yeah.
He cannot achieve it because he doesn't have how. It's like attaching a motor from motor. You cannot say it like that. Engine. I'm sorry. Engine from Mustang on your bicycle. Like it will not change that you cannot run.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you are trying to say. I feel like the Apple is imagine. I don't know if you can use this. Let me think of other metaphor. Of I wanted to use gun metaphor, but I don't feel it's appropriate.
Okay.
Hey, just take an engine from a plane and just put it in a regular car.
Yeah. The car wouldn't be able to fly. That's a cool example.
Yeah, for instance.
You have the engine, you will be able to like power it up and like fly away, but it doesn't have wings.
It's like buying, I don't know, some cool industrial washing machine to your kitchen. Like you have the industrial washing machine. It can do amazing things, but you are using it to clean 3 forks a week. So
so if they'll fix it somehow in future, then I'll probably switch to Apple.
Yeah,
if they would fix those flaws that we have problem with.
To be honest, I was having this idea in my head lately that if I was about to switch from FL Studio to Ableton, I would like to buy a MacBook, because the Ableton works way better on MacBook. The audio on MacBook is processed way easier on the hardware than on Windows. So even though if I bought a machine that is on paper or that could be on paper technically slower than this laptop that I have, it would achieve higher like audio fidelity and stuff like that, and I could work with much more detailed audio because the Apple just processes audio differently, more efficiently.
Yeah,
and that's the fact for me as kind of myself called sound engineer, that I would love to have this thing, because it could make some sound design sessions much easier for me. And if I was switching to Ableton, I could do like 5D audio and that kind of stuff.
Multiple D audio, like
or not multiple D, even the Dolby Atmos and stuff like that.
Dolby Skibidi Atmos. Yeah,
FL can't do that.
Yeah, I would love to have my Mac as well. But last time we tried to work in Unreal Engine on the Mac. That was so funny. We have this demo in our studio of one specific project that will be released in the future. I will not say anything else, but it was supposed to run on phone. So it was quite optimized. Could you ban the new user on Twitch, please, if you have the console open? So it was quite optimized, and it was able to run on my phone and my old laptop, which is like from 2017 or something like that. Really old, with GTX 1050, the mobile version, so quite bad. Was able to run it full HD, 60 FPS, no sweat, perfect. And I was able to play this game, and it was really cool. Then we opened the same game on Tony's MacBook that is supposed to be like 20 times more powerful than my old notebook, and he was running at like 40, 30 FPS. So like 50% less than my old GTX 1050. And yeah, the power of MacBook is like really great, but it's not made for those kind of things. Like it's the hardware is there, but the software is like holding it. It's like, no, you'll not do that.
The OS itself is holding it way back, and it's even funnier when you have all the devices, like for instance all the iPhone or something like that. The device itself could be still pretty good, but there were done some tests that are showing that the device itself might be probably kept by software, because they are releasing some software updates that are slowing the device on purpose, so you buy a new one.
Yeah, I heard about this as well.
Yeah.
Are they still doing this? We wouldn't know.
We probably wouldn't know, because I don't really care, because the only thing I'm using this iPhone for that I have is this, and then once a year for some studio vlogging or stuff like that. So so I wouldn't know. I haven't run any tests on it before, so I wouldn't be. Even if I try to use the iPhone for now, I wouldn't definitely go into the depth that I would say, oh yeah, I feel like that this iPhone definitely ran way smoother back when I got it. No, I wouldn't say that, because I don't know, I haven't used that iPhone properly. I've tried for like a week, but I really hated the layout, the feel of using that phone. Like, if I take my phone, I feel like it has to be a kind of enjoyable and easy experience for me, and I hadn't had that feeling with iPhone. But I'm okay if you have that feeling with iPhone.
Yeah.
If you tell me that I like iPhones because I feel like it's easier for me to work on it, and I like how to use it. Go for that.
Perfectly fine.
That's perfectly fine. Don't try to argue with me that Apple makes every single thing perfectly and that the features that there aren't anywhere else. That's stupid.
That's the breaking point of the conversation where the person will start to lose against arguments.
Because basically anything that we have seen at that keynote that Apple made, or it might have not been a keynote, but at that announcement, like 19% of the features are available anywhere else for at least past 5 years. So it's nothing new. And the Windows Vista look. How old is Windows Vista? 98, 90 Vista?
Not 98. No. 2007.
2007. That
I think something like that.
I was thinking that. So it came after XP.
Yeah. Way after XP.
It's after XP. Okay.
95 XP, then Vista, and then 7.
Okay. I know that 7 was after XP. I felt that Vista was older than XP.
The Vista looks modern than XP.
Okay, I don't know that. I don't know that. That's cool to know.
The more you know.
The more you know, Every day you find something new.
We actually finished what they were talking about. I just clicked through the last segment, and there are some updates on iPad OS. And it was the same thing that you have cool glASS effects, and you can. I saw some multitasking, and I don't think we need to see that because I don't want to see them yapping about multitasking on iPad for like another year, because I'm still pissed that iPad is still kept by software down, because I wanted to buy an iPad, but if there would be a release of Premiere, After Effects, and those softwares on iPad, which could totally be done because the hardware has performance for that, then I would bought it in a second. I couldn't care less how much it costs. I'll buy it.
Okay.
If I had tablet that is small, compact, like 10 inches, that's the thing that you use, like the quarter of Skoda Fabia. Then I'll buy it and I'll use After Effects on it, and it'll be so cool. I'll be so glad that some kind of thing like that works. But no, they have iPad OS. You cannot install apps from Mac, even if I know that it could be possible, and no one can like argue with me on that. And I'm sad because
that's just designer's choice, director's choice,
director's cut, and a lot of people on the internet thinks that they're doing this just so you need to buy Mac.
I feel like that
you need a whole lineup,
but like you can't be angry at them. To be honest. They can do anything with their things they want, but
I understand from my seller point of view, it's a great tactic.
But from the customer point of view, that's just bullshit behavior.
Yep.